This is bait. Life outside the Federal Witness Protection Program. A very dangerous way to exist.
Skinhead, deadhead, everybody, gun bad, situation, aggravation, everybody, allegation, innocence, on the news, everybody, dog food, bang bang, shot dead, everybody, gun bad. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us.
The Dayton, Ohio to Arizona sting operation. Hey, it's Suz, and welcome to today's episode of War Crimes Unit. Hey, nice to see ya. Boy, dude. I'm feeling more and more what Farood, down in Long Beach. He works for a congressman down there in Long Beach, California. When he looked into this case a couple of years ago, he's like, Susan, you have the equivalent of breast cancer. It's organized crime. There's no cure. He didn't even want to call the U.S. Department of Justice. Boy, he was really, really adamant about not wanting to call the DOJ. We spent about an hour on the phone. Okay, so here's the latest scandal, right? So now my nursing company knows that I was getting railroaded. This is Next Medical Staffing out of Dayton, Ohio. Knows I was getting railroaded and, is not getting paid and all of that. And then on top of that, I almost didn't take this contract because there was like an all of the sudden the contract was delayed type of thing. Now, see, here's the thing. They did come through and were able to send me uniforms. They had trouble with uniforms. And, somehow uniforms still winding into San Ysidro, California when they changed the billing with All Heart, to come here to Arizona. Okay, so they had some problems. But don't automatically assume that somebody's not in on this in the back end. See, this is the one thing that organized crime does. They make it look like, oh my God, I can't believe that this just happened. Oh my God, that's horrible. When actually they're part of the puppet players that are working on this. So never automatically assume that somebody's not organized in this, right? See, one thing that organized criminals try to do is that they try to portray to the American public that they're just your everyday normal good people when they have a whole motive in the back end. Now, see, in this scandal, it's the same crime ring in the back end, which starts off with a Dayton police officer, Detective Charlie Richardson, the Dayton Police with the Dayton Police Department that's connected into the Las Vegas FBI, ones that have caused all these problems. And the scandal as to why the heck he, didn't do more for my son and I when I drove all the way from Las Vegas, Nevada to Dayton, Ohio, other than tell me to call Senior Special Agent Peter Lazaro, the guy that interviewed me. Okay, so now here we go again. See, it's punishment. It's punishment for getting his friends in trouble. I mean, even Detective James Bozaic, when all kinds of hell was going down in the summer of 2010 with Senator Harry Reid's Office of Marshal Service and all that, he showed up at this one whole kidnapping plot scandal at Club One Apartments, and he, instead of having a name tag that said Bozaic on it, he had a name tag that said Richardson. See? Okay, so there's a scandal. And it's just coincidental that my company that I'm working for in Arizona just so happens to be in Dayton, Ohio, right? So anyway, moving forward, it doesn't look like that they're willing to pay for my hotel past Saturday. That's what it looks like. Now, you can look at it a couple different ways, because keep in mind, see, law enforcement and these task forces, especially when we're dealing with terrorism, what they try to do is they try to make the victim look as bad as possible. Because the worse that they can make me look, the better that they look, right? Okay, so I told my company that I don't have enough money to pay for the hotel the next week. Then they're coming back and trying to give me a figure of what my paycheck's going to be. And then saying that they're going to break up, deducting some of my pay over a period of 4 weeks. Okay, it doesn't matter. I still don't have enough money to pay for the hotel next week. I still don't have enough money to pay for the hotel. And I can't let my Aeromexico credit card payment go. I have to have food to eat and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so what's the motive? They leave me out on the streets all the time. They're always leaving me out on the streets. They're always leaving me out on the streets. And you know, who is in my environment? There's lots of boyfriends. So we have here come the boyfriends. They already have them all set up. I already foiled one boyfriend plot when I came across the border. They've already got more boyfriend plots set up. I can see it. See? It's the boyfriend plot. So it's human trafficking. It's human trafficking what we're dealing with. Okay, so when I'm homeless on the streets on Saturday, I'm running to no boyfriends that they've already picked out for me, right? Not running to any boyfriends. You know where I'm running? I already found my local Border Patrol office. That's where I will be running is to Border Patrol. Usually what happens, or what has happened in the past, is Border Patrol's had to chew out the local police. Now, I don't know if my local police are in on this or if it's just coming out of Dayton, Ohio, based on Detective Charlie Richardson. I don't know. But usually because of this crime factor that involves people that work for the Justice Department, so we're going up the food chain, cops, sheriffs, troopers, FBI, Marshal Service, because of that whole line of problems that I have. And because I can't differentiate between who the good guys are and who the bad guys are and anybody that works for the Justice Department, then I go to the other law enforcement agency, which is ICE. See? That knocks me out of everybody within the Justice Department. Then ICE can make a better determination for me in their professional capacity what I should do. And if they feel like that, you know, if they feel like a police intervention is involved, and certainly they could call the police for me. I mean, they know, see, that's the trouble. I mean, you know, when I was in Indio, California, I mean, Border Patrol there wanted me to contact the police, but I was trying to explain to them what happened down in Harlingen, Texas, when, you know, Border Patrol agent had to call the Harlingen police and chew them out. It was a whole war zone. You know, it's horrible. It's horrible, horrible. You see, so a lot of times I never know who to trust. See, my situation is hella dangerous because I got the terrorism component with the terrorists out roaming the streets. I got all the organized crime that goes along with it. And I've got this police brutality factor. And my whole entire family's missing or probably already dead, so I take no chances. So one red flag pops up. This is the early signs of it. Homeless out on the streets on Saturday. Then, you know what? I just go, I tell ICE what happened and wing it from there, and then go from there based on whatever resources are available. Early signs, though. Anyway, that's today's episode of War Crimes Unit. Keep your stun gun or machine gun handy. There's real criminals and terrorists out there, ones that the FBI knows about and intentionally chooses to do nothing.